All right, we are live. Welcome to Grow Forward Live with Sarah and Hadas. And in today's episode or today's session, we're going to pick up where we left off last week with the, if you were joining us last week, we went through our Grow Your Month from our Blockit Planner. And our new Blockit Planner is available on Shopify and Amazon. And that's what we're going through in these series. Now, just a quick little background about who we are and why we're here. Grow Forward is part of the Olive Tree community, and I began Olive Tree over 10 years ago, and over the last couple years we've been building out the academy, and the academy is for entrepreneurs, influencers, content creators, and digital marketers. And with me today I have Hadassah Jacobs, and she is the Chief Content Specialist of the Academy, and she really is leading the way, especially, I mean, she is so skilled in the areas of productivity and mindset training, and that's just the tip of the iceberg, but she is joining us here with us today. Hadas, welcome. It's so good to see you today. How are you in Israel?
Okay, Sarah, it's so good to see you as well. And how you doing? How's it going? I heard you guys had a lot of snow last week.
Not too bad with the snow, but it's very cold. And I have decided that in the next couple years, I'm going to be moving south. And I don't know exactly the location, but I cannot stand it here in the winter. I can't do it anymore.
I thought you were going to move to Israel. That's
a leap. That's a leap. That's a leap. I've lived in the Chicagoland area my entire life. For me, just to move across the world would be like a midlife crisis, I think.
It's very funny. Oh my gosh, that's so funny. Oh God. Oh, okay. Well, this is going to be a great night, and we're very, very excited for everyone that's going to be watching while we're live or watching the replay. Last week, as Sarah already mentioned, we went through the monthly calendar, and you kind of saw how we brain dumped in our thought process of going through that. That was the first time, and I believe we shared that with you last week, that Sarah and I together have actually put together a calendar. And now we're going to share with you what happens once you do your monthly calendar, and we were doing that for the month of February. Now what we're going to show you is the weekly watering. Now, we put up the brain dump from last week. However, we are going to now really look to that monthly calendar, and we're going to brain dump from there. So what you see now, if you were in our Blockit Planner, you would see now this page. Now this page is, you have one for every week. All this is, actually, I don't want to just say all this is actually a very, very important aspect in getting all your thoughts on paper and then organizing them. But when I say all this is your framework, your guideline for what you want to accomplish in the course of a week. Where the magic really happens is in your day-to-day, in your daily do's, in your Blockit, taking your projects and connecting them to time. And we're going to show you that next week. But this week, we want to show you how the brain dump and weekly watering works. Sarah, can you pull up last week's calendar? I'm sure she has. She already has it here. Okay. So this is what we did last week. We developed this out, And we have our growing projects, our growing events, and we have the things that we must grow, what, kind of like the dream team of what we want to see happen this week. It's all there on the calendar. But what we want to focus on right now, because actually tomorrow will be Friday the 3rd, we want to focus on what we said we need to get done next week. What are we going to be focusing on? So that's the first thing we want to do. So Sarah, can we take these things we had on Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, can we put those onto our weekly from the 5th, 6th, 7th, 8th, 9th, and 10th? Let's put those onto our weekly, and then we can work from there. So we're just going to put those into, so we know what we are going to work on. So I believe, here we go. Okay, we're going to be working on the 90-day challenge. And that actually is for Sunday. Okay, so
so that would be, it's kind of going to look like it's backwards, but
yeah, it's okay. It's okay. It's okay. Because here in Israel, we do everything backwards anyways. It's always from right to left instead of left to right.
As long as you know that you're working on it.
That's what's good. It's
important.
Okay, so and I'll share what those are as Sarah is putting them on. So the first was the 90-day challenge and promo. And the reason it's on Sunday is because I actually work on Sundays, and I usually take Fridays and Shabbat off. Well, I always take Shabbat off, but Friday I cook, and Shabbat I do Shabbat. So Sundays I jump in to the projects, and this month our focus is to get the 90-day challenge up and running. That is our focus, one of our major focuses. We're so excited about this 90-day challenge. And if you have not received one of our free downloads or invested in any of our coaching programs or products yet, we're going to have a link below so you can sign into one of our products or just subscribe, because you are going to want to get the notifications for this 90-day challenge. This challenge is going to help you build your business online from A to Z. And you are going to receive some very, very important instruction of all the aspects that we're going to be looking at in building your online influence platform. Okay, so are we here?
We are here.
Okay, so now that we have the weekly watering up, and we put in what was on the monthly. However, now once you put in what's on your monthly, you plug it in as you have already laid it out. The next thing you want to do is, do we have by any chance, do we have, Sarah, a fresh brain dump that's available? Let's see how amazing that is. Okay.
I wanted to just interject there.
Absolutely.
Just for a second. Now, we started with the monthly because we were starting a new month, and we last week we walked through a brain dump before we did our monthly, which was so helpful in laying out our month, and that's how we were able to so quickly populate our weekly. Now, if as you go along and you might realize, well, some things have shifted, some things have changed, and so you'll always want to start each week with a brain dump, and from there, I mean, it will follow loosely your monthly calendar, but you'll always start the week with a brain dump and then transfer it over to the watering. So that's, if you're using the Blockit Planner, that is how the system is set up. So from there, go ahead.
No, I think you said almost everything I was going to say.
Oh.
Yeah, no, the whole point is we're showing you our brain dump from our monthly right here. However, when you're opening up the planner, you're going to have the brain dump here and the weekly watering here. And every week you've planned out your month. However, when you start a week, you have a lot of thoughts that you want to get down on paper. And many of those thoughts are going to be congruent to what you put down for the monthly. But there might be some new thoughts. And of course, because it's a week, we're going to get more detailed in our thoughts. They aren't going to be as general as when we are brain dumping for a month. We think much more general when we have a larger space of time than when we have a shorter space of time. So, Sarah, now we looked at the month as create, acquire, grow, and learn skill sets, but let's come to the brain dump. And we're doing this together. These are not our own personal brain dumps. And I don't know that we want to even carry those over, but okay. And
we can change them.
Absolutely. Absolutely. That was me. I'm dying myself. Okay, so the first thing, let's brain dump on what we want to do for the 90-day challenge. All right, now I know we did a little bit of that last week, but let's just say now, what do we want to do for the 90-day challenge? Okay, let's do some brain dumping. Oh, and by the way, let me just plug this in. We are actually showing you how to use the Blockit Planner and how to plan on a weekly basis this week. But every week, Sarah is on Canva, and she has created all of this on Canva. So you are actually getting a tutorial on how to use and develop skills for Canva while you are watching us. So I want you to know that Sarah is an expert in not only graphic design, but she is an expert in Canva. So here you are. And if you would like any coaching sessions on Canva, definitely let us know, because we can help you out there. Okay, so
the first thing I have is the user experience. So let me just back up for one minute. So we're pulling out the 90-day challenge, but this could be for you anything. Like it could be any campaign that you're running, whether it's you're launching a course, or you're launching a new product or service, whatever it is. Like there has to be a campaign for it. So the 90-day challenge, this is a program that we're going to be running, which is also like a project. And so these are all the components that are going to go on behind the scenes in order to get this challenge going, and everyone doing their 90 days of work tasks to grow their business forward. So the first component I have here is user experience for anybody who's coming into the challenge. So that's what I have there at the first, and I'm thinking that, yeah, that will be its own. And then I'm going to say the landing page / framework.
Yeah, the outline. Mm-hmm.
And then we have all of the content or program information, like the programming going on for the challenge.
Correct.
And this is going to be promotional. There's probably some little things that I'm missing in those, but those are probably the main buckets.
And let me say right now, this is extremely important. If you are building out a project like we are, you're watching us build out a project. There's going to be 4 to 5 major moves that you're going to do for every project. And there's actually a fifth one here. And so we have the user experience, the UX. We're going to talk about that. The landing page, this is this is where everyone's going to go. The landing page, the offer, everything that they're going to get, how they connect to the 90-day challenge, it's right there. Then the content, this is the outline and what you can expect every week. We'll break that down into a month and then 4 weeks, and that's your content. And the promotional has to do with 2 aspects. That's the marketing and the social media, but it's also your list building. And it's your list building, it's your presence on social media, and it is your marketing material as well. But the last of the 5th of these, so we have only 4 spaces for the brain dump here. But when you're building out a project, there's one more component. And Sarah, if we can throw that up, and that is partnerships. So when you are going to launch a product, all right, you also want to, build some relationships in the particular area that you are, you're launching. And you want to create partnerships. You want to have other people, friends, family, business partners. You want to have them help you promote something. And you promote for them, they promote for you. And so together you're promoting. So partnerships are very, very important. And also if you're promoting other kinds of products during your project, you want to create those affiliate partnerships before you launch something. So we have the 5 key components right now that are going to build a project. Okay, let's go.
Okay. So for the UX UI flow, I would start off with creating a loose or creating a wireframe. I'm just going to say wireframe. And a wireframe is really, I do a lot of mental wireframing, but when you're working on a team, it's so important to actually wireframe so that everyone's on the same page with how the system is going to work. And when I say system, I mean how traffic is going to flow from your promotional, however you're however you're promoting. If you're promoting on a podcast, if you're promoting on social media, whatever, like how you're directing traffic and what's happening once that traffic comes into the landing page or website. And then from there, what's happening after they sign up, what kind of email are they getting, things like that. So it's basically just a diagram that shows, okay, these are all the processes that we're taking a person through, and this is where they're going to end up. So it's this wireframer diagram. So I would say create a wireframe, and then from there, it's going to be things like developing. And while you're creating the wireframe, it's developing a strategy for onboarding.
Sarah, why don't you tell people what onboarding is? There may be some people here that don't know what that means.
So when you're onboarding, onboarding is probably more of a term that you hear for an employee. When an employee is onboarded into a company, you're basically, they have to come in, they're signing all their forms, they're being educated about the company and everything like that. And that's when you're onboarding a client or a customer into your program, it's really taking them by the hand and walking them through the process so that there's little question in their mind of okay, where am I? How does this work? How do I get on? What's happening? It's really answering questions for them before they even have a chance to ask. So it's making sure those forms are where they need to be. It's making sure they're getting the email that they need to get, and just keeping them going through the process. So strategy for onboarding. And then from there, I would say if there's any like set up the preliminary framework for the whole system. Like if there's any groundwork that needs to be laid for the user experience, maybe some administrative type things that have to be set up, all of that kind of thing, I would say, you know, that would go in the user experience. Maybe graphics, you know, like anything that has to do with, well, that's actually more promotional, but you get the point. It's more of like the user experience, how the user journey, how they're going to flow into this program or project.
And I think that's super important. A lot of people don't consider that where are they going to begin and where they're going to end up, and how they're going to get there.
The offer, so that's also part of it, and that's part of the strategy. So like that's part of the user experience. Like, what is the offer going to be? You know, are there going to be different levels? What are they going to get, you know, when they come into the program? How, you know, all the little details.
Exactly. Okay,
and then from there,
we go to the
from there,
landing page.
Yes, and I would say that these two, promotional and landing page, almost need to happen simultaneously. You do need a landing page to start promoting, absolutely. But if you have all of the great components for the program, how it's all going to work, you can actually start the promotion at the same time. You just can't start promoting, but the graphics for sure. So like developing the branding and all the graphics for the project, and then deciding what promotional materials are going to be needed, and then setting up a schedule to develop all that out. And then for the landing page, it's taking, you know, the graphics for the program and all of the offer, all the system. Like the landing page has to reflect the user experience and what was decided for that. So it really is designing according to the UX UI of the program.
So, you know, we talked about this last week, Sarah, and let's share. All right, let's share a little bit about the way we are looking at the design of this. I know that you just said according to the UX experience, except what Sarah and I have seen, and we've seen it over the last few years, but it's especially important in 2023, is we have been watching, especially, you know, I could have probably say close to a decade, is slowly. However, now there's two factors that are extremely important in promoting anything. And one of those factors is building around your community. And I also say the other factor is building your community around your marketing program, building your and all of your user experience around your community. It's and you might say it a little bit different. You might say, you know, it's building your community, then building your marketing around your community, and then building your user experience out from there. And the reason I bring that up is because community is so important in this time. It's more important than it's ever been, because people are engaging in community on social media in every sphere. You have groups for everything. And so you want to make sure when you launch something that you are prepared to create a community around it. And so we actually went back and we are now building out the community for the Grow Forward community for our Olive Tree Academy. And in this process, all right, we realized that the community page that we wanted to promote to our community was not in sync with our landing page or the face of our website for the Academy. So Sarah has been working to sync the user experience of the community with the landing page. And she's been working on that. I would love to show you right now. She wouldn't let me, but it's amazing. So with that said, a lot of people they think, they look at their community as an outgrowth of their social media, like something that's outside, out here. But when you build around what you want your community to look and feel like and the user experience you want them to have, okay, then you actually can possibly have a different direction than if you're looking from the outside in versus the inside out. And would you like to add anything to that? Did I say it okay?
I do because and this is a topic that I hope we get into in one of our podcasts, but so the digital marketing world is really evolving. It always is evolving, right? It's very fast paced and it's always evolving. But now I would say the laggards, industry laggards, they still have the mindset of in their organization, every component is in a silo, and you won't see, even though the silos are connected, a lot of the activities within that department, whether it's the marketing department or the accounting department or the sales department, like whatever it is, they're like separated and they're not integrated. And from there, and this I see a lot in organizations as it pertains to social media. Okay. And so social media is like this offshoot of the organization. But what you're seeing now and what Hadas has shared with us is about this community. Now, I would say Olive Tree is in the middle because the innovators, okay, they have basically eliminated the landing page for the most part and gone straight to community. So what you're seeing is that the websites and landing pages are going to be done away with once everyone has adopted this new way of connecting with their audience or community. So they're building around these communities. But I think that we're in a good place because not everybody is there, and people still need that bridge, that landing page, because not enough of the market is in it. Like everyone's in social media, everyone knows what to expect, but this concept of community, it is relatively new, even though we've seen it around for some time. But anyway, I just wanted to share that.
I don't think the landing page is going anywhere fast, going away. It's kind of like, when the internet came out, everybody said newspapers would be done away with. And what's funny, if you want to really get into a community and build a community, you actually have to go through a landing page to sign up.
Right. But it's very, I guess my point is it's very minimal because the communities are really the website. The community becomes the website. And when we say community, we're talking about a platform that allows for different features with a different user experience within the platform. So where a website, you're having to click around and things like that, but you're not necessarily able to interact and like bring everything into that place of documents and courses and Q&A, and everything's integrated into this place, into this platform. And that's what we're talking about.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. That's it. Okay. Okay. So we're going to create this landing page for the 90-day challenge.
So I have the landing page and then everything associated with that. So there's a lot of connecting on the back end of different forms, and then the systems on the back end and different automations that have to happen when a user signs up, which is part of the wireframe. So basically you're following the wireframe and you're setting everything up on the back end. And that also goes hand in hand with any email funnels, create and program email funnels.
For the promotion. And we also have to create the email it's another funnel, but we also have to create that for the member, the one who joins. So we have 2 email systems that we create with every product or project. One is for the promotion, and the other one is for the user experience after they sign up.
Correct. So then after that, and we can jump back and forth if we forget anything, but after all that is set up and ready to go, then we're working on, it's important to get the promotional going ASAP, because while the challenge hasn't started yet, people need to be onboarded and ready to go when it does start. So it's developing out all the content for the challenge. Like, what are they going to do for 90 days? So it's 90 days worth of content. They all have title cards. What else?
Okay, so we actually have to create. Actually, I think it's going to go back up into the promotion area. But even with both content and promotion, we've got to create video. These are not long videos for the promotion. These are short promotional videos, but they also will fall into the content area so that people have a full experience. So for each part of the content, when the email goes out or when they come into the challenge in the community, there will be a little video there waiting for them, giving them a little summary of what we're going to be doing. So we're going to have that both in the promo videos, of course, but also the content. So we do have to create short summaries, and we're going to be live for this challenge once a week, but in the meantime, we have to create a summary video for each week. So that is part of our content.
Okay, which is also part of the wireframe. So how would we know that? Well, we would know that because we've developed this wireframe that is going to show, okay, when someone goes to a landing page, it's going to have a little instructional video. Okay, so then that has to be developed. Okay, in week 1, we're going to have email go out, and that week 1 is going to have, whatever recap or, whatever you're deciding to do, whatever you're designing your program to be, that all has to be mapped out so what that you have to create.
Also, Sarah, in the content, we are going to have skill set videos because we are going to be sharing parts of the system that we use. And you're going to have if you join the 90-day challenge, then we also are going to have content that you're going to need, some very beginner how to use this, how to use that type of content. that you can access, because if you're coming on for the first time, one of the biggest questions that pop up in a lot of when you're watching a lot of webinars on different business opportunities to get in and build a business is, well, what do I do because of all the technology that is needed for business? Well, we are experts at creating content and using tools. So we're going to have some of those skill set videos for you, so you know exactly where to go and what to learn for each segment. Okay.
Great. So that's quite a bit, and I'm sure that we've missed some things, because as I go along with developing things out, I'm like, oh, I forgot this, and oh, I got to do that. So like one of them, for example, with the promo, so we have in the Academy, there's a couple series or email funnels that are already in there, they're already programmed in. But when new people, let's say, download a free worksheet or whatever, they get a series of emails, but they're already in there. But now we have this 90-day challenge that we want to, share with them. So we have to go back in and edit our email funnels to include, like, everyone going forward. We want them for this period of time to see the 90-day challenge materials. So going back in and editing emails just to add that.
Yeah, it's a very good idea. So for partnerships, what we want to do and what we need to do, we're going to need to brainstorm what kind of partners that we'd like to engage in promoting this 90-day challenge. So we will brainstorm that. What kind of partners do we want? We'll figure that out, put it in there, and then we have to create, we have to contact them and be in touch and set that up. So that's what goes on with the partnership.
Okay. That's quite a bit for a weekly brain dump for one project. Okay.
Yeah. But that's what you do, by the way. This is exactly what you do when you're brain dumping. You think of everything and anything that you can think of.
Yes.
And you may not get to it in the week. That's not the point. And I say this you've got to get this stuff out of your brain, because when you get it out of your brain and you put it on paper, your brain actually thinks it's in action now, and it will not hold on to that thought. You don't want it holding on to that thought, because you need your brain to be focusing on what you need to get done, not on what you think you need to get done. And so there's a big difference between the two. So you got to get it on paper. And we do recommend paper. We are doing it on Canva for you, but we recommend pen and paper. Get it on paper. Everything. And this fall, when you're doing your personal weekly brain dump, you do it for your business, you do it for your family, you do it for your life. This is your lifestyle. It's all incorporated. So we're actually doing one thing. We're brain dumping one project, but this is our key project. So that we want to create for you. So there we are.
And I would just like to add on to that. I'm so passionate, and Hadas is as well. She created the system, the Blockit system that you see in the Blockit Planner. And planning is foundational to your success, 100%. And having a system that you follow and that will, be there for you in the long term. And this system is so, it really is a game changer, because it will help you move your projects forward, which is the point. It's moving forward, and getting unstuck and it's getting focused and it's moving forward. And there's a lot of planners out there on the market today, but this system works. I use it. I have adopted it. I'm very, for me personally, highly productive, but it really has just helped me just to push faster, push forward faster. Even though I work fairly quickly, it's helped me go faster. So thank you.
Well, I'll tell you, this is, I've been working with this for a while, and I'm also a fairly highly productive person.
Yes, you are.
And, however, Sarah, when she got it and she asked me some questions, she jumped on board, and that's when we actually started creating it together. I have noticed that projects that she could never get to prior to using the Blockit Planner, she is now not only getting to, but she is crushing it. She is moving forward. And I actually, my mouth is dropping open to see the transformation in her using this. And again, it's not that she isn't productive. She's always been productive, but it's actually a more holistic production. We're actually getting more done. We're getting to projects we couldn't get to before. And there's a much better system of integration. And so for us, this is really becoming a staple to everything we're doing. And as you can see how beneficial it is, just watching us right here do this brain dump for one challenge. Now that we did that, now we can plug in and say, okay, what do we want to get? What do we want to get from, where do we want to be this week? How do we want to plug in? And what do we want to work on? Because some of the UX, the user experience, that's really Sarah. She's the back end girl. But what can I be working on this week, Sarah? What are we going to do here? So let's share a little bit about that right now. Where do we want to put that on the calendar? And what do you want? What are you going to work on? So, what do you want me to work on?
So it's very difficult to do two calendars at once, but let me think here. For Monday, well, you are Sunday. So I would say for H, I would say start developing all of the content. All of the actual 90-day challenge. You probably have a lot of it done, but really fleshing all of that out.
Okay, so I'm gonna hold that. So develop the outline for the 90-day challenge and then plug the content in. So that's what we're gonna do.
How many days is that gonna take you? Because I will need a few days to do a lot of the back end work. I mean,
well,
to get
probably 3 days. I would
okay,
say
good.
to flush that out, because if we come together, we have our meetings on Tuesday. So Sunday, Monday, and Tuesday. And so by the time we get to our meeting, we should be able to review, because we are going to make changes. You're going to want to add, we're going to want to take away. So let's talk about Tuesday in our meeting. Let's talk about, going through the outline, which will also have the content categories and content. It'll have the content categories.
So for Monday, so that I can be prepared for the meeting on Tuesday, I will develop a preliminary UX UI wireframe and this preliminary strategy that we will flesh out on Tuesday at the meeting with the offer.
Okay. So that sounds great, because okay, once we get the okay on the outline and the categories, then I can actually develop out the internal content for each one.
And then S is going to begin I'm going to do landing page. And then from there, I have some other things going on, but from there would be, I'm going to take these off just so we can keep this clear here.
Absolutely.
I'm going to do landing page on Wednesday. I probably will be able to do some promo. And then Thursday we do go live. That will give you, do you need graphics for the video content?
Well, for the video content, we're not there yet. So, and for the email funnels, I have to know what we're going to be talking about, because to develop out the email funnel, we have to be able to give our potential audience a good outline of what we're going to be talking about.
Okay.
So
I think for the landing page, at the same time, I'm going to need help with the program copy. So like every program, every product you promote, there's copy, like what is it? What are the pain points? What is this going to do for you? All of that. And that all, for me, like as when you're working on a team, I am not when you're right and left brain, and I'm in my right brain for creating graphics and working on the computer like that. I can't write. And so I always need to work with somebody that is a copywriter so that I could take their copy and then apply it to whatever I'm working on. It helps things go quicker. Now I can write, but you have to get out of the designing mode. But anyway, so when Hadassah writes the program copy, then I can just take it and apply it to other things like the landing page or social media posts or whatever. So developing some program copy. And by the time, so she's in Israel on Wednesday, she's already worked on it. And by the time I sit down, I have it for the landing page.
Oh, that would be great. So when you mentioned the video, put down on Thursday, we need to write the script for the video. So I need to create the infomercial. So once we have the basics in line, then I'll be able to create the script. And then once we have the script, we can actually go in and create the video.
Okay. And then from there, I'll put, I don't know if you'll get to it, but just to begin the email. And for me, after the landing page and promo, I got to get you like graphics, any graphics for like emails and things like that. And title cards or title card template. And landing page and promo, just looking at everything here. Content, developing the branding, save schedule, and then I will just be working on promo from then on, and any other additional graphics or editing videos and things like that. And for you, it would be programming all of the content into the challenge.
Yeah.
Okay.
Sounds good. All right. Okay. So what's our top 5 priorities? There's other things, but we're going to just stick with this. I mean, there's other things we are going to add to this calendar that we're working on. in addition to the building out of this challenge. But for now, I think we're about time. We're close to time. So
Yes.
but we want to create that strategy and offer, our top 5, and we want to create the landing page. We want to, and it already has the offer, so we want to create the content outline. And the most important thing is the outline, because once we have the outline, then we can create the worksheets. This is going to be the key, is the worksheets, because we're going to have worksheets, and then we're going to also, every week you're going to be working on a project. So it'll be by the week. And so we'll go live, we'll teach on that project, and then you will receive the worksheet, and which will actually be a workbook for the 90-day challenge, but there will be the sheets. So we need to put all those sheets together and create that book for you.
Okay, so for top 5, I have the UX UI, the strategy, the offer, then the landing page, and just start promoting it, getting on board.
Let's get our first promotion out, and then let's also put the content outline, the challenge outline, and we need the challenge outline, exactly what we're going to be teaching and sharing for those 90 days.
Yes, and this is a very aggressive schedule. We probably won't get everything done, especially where we juggle other things. So, but in a perfect world, we would be crushing it, and this would all get done.
Well, we'll get to tell you exactly how much we get done next week when we go live. So you'll get to know, one thing we check off. Yeah, because if you go up to the monthly, up to just the monthly brain dump there, you just go up or down or wherever we are. When we looked at our basic calendar, we also have, let's just tell you what also we're going to be plugging in. So we have the live community Blockit. Oh, no, go ahead down to you already put it on the weekly watering, Sarah. So go ahead back down to that weekly. Yeah, it's already there. So we can just look at that. So we talked about going live on Monday inside of our Blockit community. So between now and then, if we do this, we have to get our people in that community. We have yet to launch the community, but this is based on when we're going to launch the community. So then we also have a podcast, and I have to remind you to send me the last podcast so I can tweak it and re-upload it. So then we have the Grow Forward Live. That's next Thursday. And then we have also our 10x5 videos. So we want to work on those and get that off. So those are just 3 other things. So besides the 90-day challenge, we have these few little things that we're also going to put into the mix. So
where does it say it? Where does it say it? This is a framework. Okay, people, what does that mean? It means it's flexible.
We're going to be promoting the 90-day framework, the 90-day Oh my God.
It's like a river. It's like a river flowing. Don't forget to have fun, folks. I need to remind myself that. All right, I have to let you go, Hadas. I have another meeting starting in just 10 minutes here. But I hope that this was helpful for everybody. It's definitely always helpful for me. And Hadas, any final parting words?
Yes, I do. And so underneath, when we put up this video, we're also going to have.
Oh, you're cutting out. Hold on. You went silent. Hadas? Can't hear you. There you go.
Oh, no.
There you go.
Better? Am I
Yes.
back?
You're
Okay.
back.
Oh, it says my internet connection was unstable.
Mm.
Okay, so anyways, so we're going to have links down below. If you haven't yet subscribed and received our procrastination training and guide, or our self-sabotage guide on how to overcome self-sabotage, how to overcome procrastination, if you haven't received those, you will want to get those. And if you haven't purchased a Blockit Planner yet, you're going to want to purchase that. All those links will be below. So make sure you take advantage of the tools that we have, the tools that we have available for you. We have page that you can just scroll through the page and see the tools that we have available, free and paid. So make sure you take advantage of that. And we will be releasing our podcast next week. So we have one, our podcast actually is up. We haven't released it yet though. So we are going to be releasing that very soon. And we're very excited about that. So you'll, when you're in our email list, you're going to actually get the announcement that the podcast is up. And what we talk about in our first episode is grow goals, how to set different kinds of goals, not SMART goals. I don't know about you. I'm just not smart enough for SMART goals. And I do love dumb goals. That's Brendan Burchard. Dumb goals are a lot of fun. And I subscribe to that. So I'll go for that. But I have to tell you, we have grow goals. And we want to share those grow goals with you so you can grow. So we're very excited about that. So all of this is available for you, and we want you to take advantage of it. Share it with friends when you're talking to friends and they're saying, you know, I really should write a book. I really should do this. I really should do that. Say, you know, I know exactly where you should go to get started doing that. And that is to the Olive Tree Academy. So that's all I want to say. And there's Max. I see Max.
Yes.
Okay, so I will talk to you later and have a great meeting. And we'll talk to our audience later. And we're so glad you joined us today. Okay.
Bye-bye.
Sayonara.